This, I feel like, has been a long, long time coming. It is finally time that we figure out what happened to Edith and all of the other Finches. Is there gonna be like a lot of bird-heavy metaphors? I sure hope so. I didn't realize, like, as soon after the title splash that the game was just gonna start, so I was like, pause! So, this is the pause screen. I'm going to assume that all of these other names are the names of Edith's relatives, I guess. I mean, it's a tree. There's names and dates, so that is my guess. I know nothing about this game. What I do know is it might be like a smidge loud. That's probably better. Yeah, it's probably better. It's always a fine balance between game loud or me loud. Anyway, yeah, I don't know really anything about this game other than it's an Annapurna game. And it was recommended to me multiple times by my goodest bud, Jeff Jebster. Or Jeff Webster, if you nasty. So he has assured me that I can finish this in one sitting. However, I have heard the FOV fucks with ya. Like even Rock Band Man, when I mentioned it the other day, said he did it in 2 streams simply because the FOV in his first stream was like given him motion sickness. And I don't usually get motion sickness from games. The only one that's like really, really got me was when I did the Outer Wilds DLC, Echoes of the Eye. But that was more if like I looked way far up in the thing. So here's hoping. Camera control normal, inverted, normal. That's all I have for controls? There's not even like an interact button? Oh, this do really be a walking simulator. Okay. Well, I am on a boat. I have a backpack. I have calla lilies. Apparently had Chinese food and a cigarette. Can I... I don't like being on boats anyway. This is just making me want to go to the island. Oh, okay. Okay, Puget Sound. So we are in the Pacific Northwest.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
You're pretty. You have mail.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
I can't do anything with that.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Oh, the words fall on the ground behind you? That's cool.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Which path do I take? This one looks safer.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Oh, that's just the light. Are there jump scares in this game? Oh, hello. Are there jump scares in this game? She says as the music gets ominous. Goodbye, friend.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
It looks like the burrow. Let's do that. A smidge. Still feels loud. I think that's better. It's not like I have to do much talking in this, I guess. Is that a fucking dragon? There's so many questions. Missing Milton Finch. Well, that doesn't bode well.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Should I be afraid of the house? Oh no, that's gonna make me sick. Lots more missing posters. I mean, I see why the house creeped you out, kiddo.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
No.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Okay, if it doesn't unlock the front door. Garage? Why do you have a ramp? Who in your house needed accessible stuff? Fuck, I hate wind chimes. Wind chimes are creepy. I really don't do well with atmospheric stuff, I guess, because like I'm genuinely terrified something's gonna come screaming out. Really? Okay.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. For the first time in years, felt like I was home.
Ow. What happened? Like...
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Oh man, I haven't seen one of these things in years.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
They've got flour, salt, water, and yeast. Pretty sure that's a real book. Okay, it is very dark. It feels very dark. That helped a bit. I feel like I can actually see the house now.
Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Yeah. I wonder if anyone's actually made that.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
I have questions about this door. Creepy house is creeping me out. Oh no, we are not. Nope, I don't want to do this. Fuck. Crap. Music boxes, also scary. No thank you. Idle. Hello, friend. I'm still very upset about the book that I tried to read this week, and it sucked. How are you? Now that, I want this. I want a library shelf so tall I need a ladder.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
It sank? Okay, that's cool. The nice television you have.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Yeah, wheelchairs aren't also creepy at all.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Flowers. Oh, that's the garage still, I think. I know it is supposed to be very atmospheric and creepy. It is doing its job because I don't think this is a horror game. I don't think people would suggest this hard for me to play a horror game, knowing how much of a Weenie Hut Jr. I am. But if there are jump scares and scary things, I'm nervous.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Kind of glad about that. Basement's usually creepy. I have to do the music box, don't I? Who just puts fucking bugs on the wall? Fine.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
I like the Sasquatch. Well, I'm going to assume that the key doesn't open this room. Nothing? There's no dialogue prompt for this door? Nothing? Oh.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Love that. Love that for me. Why is it sealed with caulking? Last power chair. Ooh, the up and down
After
stairs.
Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Oh.
Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
I mean, I'm Team Edie. That's... You look like Winston Churchill. Why are there bugs on the walls?
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
He looks like an Odin. I'm just enjoying all the, like, minute details. Oh.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
To be fair, I was thinking about if we could. I like this little reading nook. I would fucking... And the fact that it has, you know, wine bottles.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
For 2 years. She wasn't very old. Hello! How are the remnants? Urza, would you believe I've already gotten very deep into my own head and I'm already scared? Like, this is not a horror game. To the best of my knowledge. I didn't want to Google anything. Because, like, I didn't want to find any spoilers. But I was also like, Wef knows me well enough to not frequently suggest this game to me if it was genuinely scary. I think everyone is, like, fairly aware of, like, where my tolerance level for spoops is. Is that a fucking shark? Who are you? Oh, Molly was only 10. Well, that's...
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
The narrator's voice sounds exactly like my sister-in-law, and it is throwing me off. He did not do a bad thing to you? I wouldn't think Wef would. Wef's a good Wef. The, like walking motion is a little, like, but...
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
Great Uncle Walter has interesting taste for...
I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Oh, it's just a whale shark. Okay.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Aha. Found a use for the key.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Oh, this is a cool little... I'd hang out here.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door.
Padlock on book. No one will ever find out what's
Just
here.
like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Okay, well, save point. Creepy owl mask. Love it.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's adorable. I wonder what happened.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Look, it's a Blahage. I like this little pumpkin. Jellyfish stuffy.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Oh, am I Molly now? Okay.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
His food.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
I like your little pumpkin.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Why'd your mom send you to bed with no dinner? Is it supposed to be this dark? I feel like I cranked the brightness.
I kept eating and eating.
Why are you eating your toothpaste, honey? There's no nutritional value in that.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Were those real?
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Yes, I've always wanted to. Everybody wants to be a cat. Because a cat is the only cat who knows where it's at. Oh, Jesus.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
I'm Pepper. Oh. Am I supposed to go this way? Oh. Where'd you go, birdie? Supposed to get to you. Birdie, I know I'm probably gonna eat you, but I just want to be
I
friends.
almost got her.
Oh. This is making me feel woozy. Wow, okay. Apparently I would make a bad cat.
I could tell she was getting really tired.
I wish Peppy he snuggled me and purred like this.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
She's over there. Another branch I'm supposed to aim for? If you're over there, how am I supposed to get you? No, okay. Well, at least I know I can't plummet to my doom. God. There we go.
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First,
Oh,
all I
boy.
heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Do I hear little teeth nibbling in the grass?
Rabbits.
Oh no, don't make me kill a bunny. Oh. Please don't make me kill a bunny. Okay, I missed. Do I have to kill the bunny? Oh no. Oh, okay.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
I'm sorry, little bunny.
A mama rabbit.
Oh. I don't want to eat her either.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
I know the context.
And suddenly, I was a shark.
Why the fuck am I a shark? In a tree. There's no water. I am just a flash needing the ocean. What is happening here? Okay, that's helping a little. However, oh, sorry, little bunnies.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
I don't like this either. There's so much thalassophobia. This is also not helping the motion sickness.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Oh, okay. Wow. You know the worst part is I don't want to do this, but I am actually trying. Do you think the game just gives it to me eventually? Really? How do I keep missing you?
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
All of this being said in a very angelic little voice is really offsetting. Offsetting, off-putting. Oh, God. Do I have to find another one? I don't really have any sense of where I'm supposed to go right now. Oh.
I grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
What? Am I an octopus now?
Now I was a monster, and I
Oh.
smelled people everywhere.
This is horrific.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Okay, Joe, know where I'm supposed to go. Was I supposed to eat that guy? A question I never thought I'd ask about this game.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Are you hallucinating from the toothpaste? Because it's like 1940s toothpaste. So it has cocaine in it.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
This is... I'm glad I'm not high. Am I in my own bedroom now? I am, okay.
I got closer and closer.
To what?
All of my stomach started growling.
All my stomachs? Yeah.
And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
That doesn't really explain what happened. Although the octopus toy on her bed now makes more sense. There was a kitty.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Lurpy? Purply? Bob? Phyllis, I think? You don't have a name. Derpy?
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Oh geez, are they like the series of unfortunate event kids? The Baudelaire children?
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Sir, I think that was your first problem. You probably should have left the house behind.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Told ya.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
I also couldn't figure out what noise I was hearing.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
I didn't realize you could also play it with a controller, and my controller is plugged in, and it was vibrating at one point, and I was like, what the fuck? Joining the great majority? You got a Nobel Peace Prize for literature? It's a lot of pills and things you were on, Great Grandma Edie. Another shark.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
That explains the dragon. Okay.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
That's a familiar story. 72-year-old woman refuses to evacuate because of a little forest fire.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Wow.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Yeah. Wow. Shag carpet and everything. There's a secret in this bathroom by Sven and Edie Finch. You don't say.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Yeah, who puts fucking shag carpet in a bathroom? That's the...
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
That's a cool photo. Okay, the motion sickness is like mostly going away. So that's enjoyable. This is like literally roped off. Don't like that noise.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Mushrooms are gross. Oh.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin
I spoke too
always
soon about the
wanted to
motion
fly.
sickness.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Oh god.
Calvin!
This is
I'm
awful.
not gonna tell you again!
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
I need to unplug my controller because that scared the bejesus out of me. Oofta.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Haven't we all? Haven't we seen that episode of Bump in the Night where Mr. Bumpy goes over the top of the swing set and he turns himself inside out? Calvin, you were very creative.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Oh. Yep, what are you... What is it with this family and their fucking secret passageways? Creepy.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Let's do this first, maybe? Okay, so. Remember what I said before? That Jeff wouldn't do me dirty? About this not being a horror game? Okay. Yeah. Not the entire game. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. Should I go? Is it Barbara's room? Should I go get it over with? Can I skip Barbara's room? Do I have to find out what happened to every Finch? It's not that bad? Okay. Is there a jump scare? Is the jump scare on par with onomatopoeic terror? I'm assuming it's more atmospherically spooky than like... Think I would be okay? Okay, if you believe, then I believe. I'm gonna turn the volume down a smidge though, just a touch.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
So this must have been what I could see through the thing. She had a doll? It's kind of cool. I do not like that. For the record.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Oh, I've always wanted one of these. I thought that said Geek Tales. I was like, hell yeah! Oh. 1944 to 1960. You were not that old either. Dreadful stories. Great.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
Why is that your voice?
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been.
That's rude.
But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay, so now we know how to get in the basement.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Oh, I have to do this now. Okay.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
I liked it better when I was just reading the pages and I didn't have to do this. Fuck off. Is that the Halloween music? You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. It's okay. You're a big girl. Have your big brave girl pants on. Halloween didn't come out until 78. That sounded like the Halloween song, though. Is it really 1978? Okay. I will say this, like, comic book style, really cool. Okay. Okay. I'm a brave girl who cried off all of her mascara while crying about bunnies. So now I just caught myself in OBS and I look like shit. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're gonna do it.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
What the fuck
The
is
gang's
that
leader
thing?
is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, you helped me
Well,
found
I'm
it.
not scared, Rick.
Rick.
I'm furious.
Then act furious.
Fucking
All I'm
dick.
getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Picture Show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
He did deserve that. Fuck Rick. Is there... Okay. There's one more, isn't there? Okay, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Fuck. Oh! Fuck.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the Hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And there he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Fuck off.
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true.
Fuck you guys.
Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard.
Yeah.
But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Thanks, knockoff Crypt Keeper. Okay, spooky part's
Edie
over.
told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Oh, sweet merciful Jeebus. Okay. Now it's just atmospherically spooky and there's no more jump scares.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Oh, yeah, we've already been... No, I haven't been up here. Let's go up.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Or not. Okay. Okay, I have done those rooms. Can't remember all of it? Okay.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Of course I have to play with the music box. Thanks, creepy music box. Can I turn the lights on? Sick pool table.
Mom said the basement was off limits. unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Spoopy. Okay. If something happens that feels like it's gonna be spoopy time again, please, you are allowed to let me know.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
It's so dark.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Very... Oh. Okay.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
They have a bunker? Okay.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Did they know you were down here?
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Don't tell me there's another monster. Just living off of canned peaches.
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
Ugh.
I know it's out there somewhere.
What is it?
Whatever killed Barbara
Oh.
and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Run! It's a stampede!
Wait!
Silkeek just raided.
What a time for a
Walter died
raid!
when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Oh, Silky, your timing impeccable. Oh, You could have timed that better if it was when the thing happened with the fridge. Hello, lovely. Ugh. Oh no, the raid killed Walter. I also love how the speech to text said your name said your name Silky. More Final Fantasy. Wefrey. Good news, I've cried once so far. Silky, how are you? For those who've never played this, this is What Remains of Edith Finch. It is a walking simulator, for lack of a better term. Very story heaven. It is Annapurna as the publisher. Annapurna gonna Annapurna. Oh yeah, there was a scene that involved first eating a bird, and then having to eat 2 rabbits, and then having to eat a seal. But I'll be honest, it was the rabbits that sent me, because I love Benoist, and I cried. Hopefully, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth did not make you cry. If you've never met me before from Silky's Raid, hello! I'm Erin. I play a lot of things. This is Annapurna April, so once we finish this weekend, I'm gonna try Donut County on Saturday or Sunday. Depends on personal life things. And then once we play some Donut County, then we're gonna play Watam, which is made by like Annapurna is the publisher, and I believe the developer is the same person, not Danganronpa. Fucking Katamari Damacy? I don't know. It looks cute. And then I forgot I also picked up the Artful Escape. Artful Escape? No. Sayonara Wild Hearts. In an effort to try and force me to finish more games. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII. Famous for nothing sad ever happened in Final Fantasy VII. Anyway. Walter, you have very sad, tired eyes. And your radio is scaring me.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Aw, you felt so guilty about Barbara's murder that you hid in the bottom of the house?
Maybe she was
scared.
afraid I'd end up like Walter.
That does make sense. Warding away spirits.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house...
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna let someone with a sword deal with that. Swing the sword!
I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
I guess we're going through Walter's hole.
Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Fuck off, Dave! Sorry, I love you very much. I am so very thankful you were not here about 10 minutes ago. Like, I love you. I'm very happy to see you. But... fucking shitballs. That, Hello, Dave. How are you?
Now that there's only one of us left. Or maybe 2.
Hey.
I thought it was time I heard the
Dave's
stories for
Retro Basement
myself.
just subscribed for 29 months. Also hi.
Also, hi, Dave. Thank you for resubscribing. I told...
Urzo MTG just subscribed for 54 months. Also hi.
Also hi. Did speech to text put a W in your name, Urza? Dave, thank you for 29 months. Urza, thank you for 50 months. Dave, thank you for scaring. Thank you for scaring me. It is bad at your name. To be fair, the voice is Welsh. And Welsh is quite a language. I appreciate that nearly as much as Geek did. I love you. Silky, thank you.
And found out what happened to everyone else.
Ayy.
But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
Thank you, Silky. I love that bit emote, cause Llama made it. Okay. Oh, I think that's I think I got halfway through setting up an alert for if a hype train starts and I just never, I never finished it.
Oh. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
I mean, there's definitely some validity to that. That's so many bits. What am I supposed to do? I don't want to jump. Okay, I can't. Okay, good. Oh, there's the path. Okay. I was like, where's the road?
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Thank you so much for the raid and the bits, Silky, and bringing your friends over. Have some good sleep.
Dave's Retro Basement gifted 5 subscriptions to the community.
David, after I told you to fuck off? Thank you. Holy shit snacks. Thank you for the 5 gift subs. Silky, enjoy your gift sub. Black Jet Lee, enjoy your gift sub. Bruce Wayne Brady, he also got a gift sub. Mathematical and 86. Oh, yeah. After I told you to fuck off? Oh, I'm gonna tell you to fuck off more. Kidding. No, I am not. This... You did, but I love you. I was a little up to here with the scare because of the story we had just gone over. The relative story we had just read. It was... Yes! Go to bed!
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
That almost made me jump. Mathematical, enjoy.
But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Pepper, you're fine, honey. Oh, poor kitty.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
This is just beautiful. Like, this is so very, like, beautiful Pacific Northwest. I don't know. I think the Pacific Northwest is beautiful. Oh, the going up the stairs motion, though. Not a fan.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Oh, I'm over here now. Okay.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Yep.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Oh, the kitty's got wings.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Ayy. Thank you for the hype trains, you lovely, lovely people. David, thank you again for the 5 gift subs. That's a lot. Thank you.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
So many climbing things. Oh hey, this is where we were as the kitty cat.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Edith. Okay. See, when I looked down, I was like, is she? And then she said the thing about your family, and I was like, oh. You're writing this to your child, aren't you? Is there a ladder here that I can't see because it is so dark? Oh, yes, it's just on the other side. There we go.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Grandpa Sam had kind of a sweet view from up here. Oh, he made bird feeders out of milk jugs. Propane.
They were both pretty intense.
There's a bear rug.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Going to steal the moon. I take it he liked to hunt. I'm just... the amount of detail and personality in every one of these rooms is just beautiful.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off. Not quite.
Oh. There we go.
Perfect.
Nah, focus the camera. Numbnuts.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Oh, well, okay, we don't want to take a picture of that.
Aw.
This is a... I like this mechanic.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Nothing quite like being outside.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely... Hey!
That's a keeper.
And I even said I didn't want to take a picture of that.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Definitely.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Where? Oh.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
I love how they plan for that.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Well.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
That's a yeet if ever I saw one. You're a freaking U.S. Marine. Oorah! And it was a deer that did you in, Sam.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Bap. Nowhere, nothing else I can do. And oh, there it is. I was like, there's got to be a hatch.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Just a smidge. That is supposed to be cute, probably, but that is terrifying. That is the scariest thing in the game so far. I'm sorry, Gregory.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
He absolutely does look like the face in the Aphex Twin Come to Daddy video. Absolutely.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
I am a baby playing in a bathtub. Wow. Oh, there we go. Oh, am I the frog? Oh, I'm the frog.
Back over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
Here, rubber duckies.
What his world was like.
Oh, do a barrel roll. This is surprisingly challenging.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw.
Doodle-doot. Trying to get the whale. Oh, I can do multiple jumps.
Sure made him happy.
Flip the poor whale over. There we go.
silly it sounds.
Oh no, he drank the baby shampoo!
That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
Oh no.
Hey, there's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
I take back what I said about Gregory. This game is dark.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I remember.
Husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Oh, bonk. Oh, bonk. Oh, bonk. Oh, bonk. Bad at kites.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Gus and I were both angsty little shits, apparently.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Uh-oh. Are you gonna get Benjamin Franklin, Gus? Okay, well the adults are in the tent. Oh, there's the words.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Uh-oh. Nope. Hit the pole. Okay. Wow.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
I wish that what? Yep.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
I'm guessing Dawn is her mom then? I appreciate that they have a safety plan. I thought that said sleep and trash. Greg! Duties! Greg, be a baby! Sir, yes, sir. 150 jumping jacks, 100 push-ups, 100 crunches, 100 jump ropes, and then run to the mailbox and back? Sam, no. And you've got a climbing
wall? My mom moved up
wall?
to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Oh, Dawn found Jesus.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Look at this cool old computer. I remember when mice used to look like that. 2 buttons! My mouse has more than 2 buttons.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Oh, we're up on the eccentric side of the house now.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
Beautiful garden. Gary's potting mix.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
I want this sticker. Oh no. Not math. Urza, you told me this wasn't a horror game. Louis rules.
But it didn't last.
Yeah, if you stop sealing off perfectly serviceable rooms.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Can I get in here yet? Yes, I can. Okay.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
It's fucking cool. This is a cool house. I mean, it's haunted as shit and cursed. Absolutely cursed. Blurst, even.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
This is neat.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
It looks like Doug Funny.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Love how generally you don't really
Whatever
follow
Milton
the
had
same
found in the
path.
house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Okay. The FOV is still like messing with me a little bit, but I think I'm pretty much used to it. This is a bad stream to be doing this and also adjusting to new glasses and new prescription.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
They have a boat on the roof of their house? This family is very eccentric. Ooh, hookah! You can't have any.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Oh, damn. He's got a cool bedroom. Legally distinct, not PlayStation or any other actual game controller. Yeah, I fucking like Lewis's room. Fun fact, on 420 is the next Pokemon Day. Community Day. It's Bellsprout. Bellsprout's Pokedex number is 69. Kudos to whoever fucking did that at Niantic. Legalize it.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
I want a Wonderland Turbo. See, this is a more modern computer. Sir, come on. Buddy, you gotta be a cleaner stoner than this, my friend. I'm not this messy. I love the doesn't have a gaming chair, but an exercise ball.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery.
There's a lot of animal death in this game.
But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
There we go.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
If anyone wants to know what it's like to have ADHD, this.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
It's just making me realize I haven't played Baldur's Gate in like a week.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis-topia.
All hail Lewis-topia.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play.
Oh my god, look at this person in the window, just... I'm into it, Lewis.
He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished.
Oh no, is this when Lewis becomes a dictator?
He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Well, of course he did. It's
They begged him
Lewistopia
to stay,
after all.
but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
New Louisville.
St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
Oh, bad at steering ships.
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a beautiful prince.
This is so cool.
The prince was on his own quest for
Radiant rainbows, obviously.
radiant rainbows.
Oh no, I missed.
He followed the sound of his
I love this.
electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Hey, the dancing people are back. I love this, how he gets more and more
But he was
immersed
so
in his
proud of having
world
created it.
that it gets more detailed.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Like, it starts with a text-based dungeon crawler, and now we're at, like, Assassin's Creed level. That's really fucking clever.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
That's clever. All of the little things from his daydream are just things from work. Oh, it's legally distinct, not Nintendo.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker.
This would be an awful job. The smell.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Buddy, nothing's moving. I think I know where this is going.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
I think I know what happens to Louis.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Kitty!
His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Mm-mm. No. No. No, I don't wanna.
Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Louis, you seem like you were fucking fun. How is this house?
On the way back from Louis's funeral,
not
my
falling
mom
apart?
told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
I'm sorry, Peppy.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
She really did. She just fucking left. These lamps are cool. I know, Peppy. I'm sorry, Mama's almost done.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe I
Peppy,
should have
Mummy's
come
hobby
sooner.
pays for your tunas. Calm down.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
This is a really cool... Like... This is a cool room.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance, or that Edie had a key to it.
There we go.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
Did this actually happen?
God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered.
I don't like the squelchy sounds.
I started seeing things.
Oh.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends.
Hi,
that
Geek.
night, a lot of things came back to me. Or
You and
maybe
me both.
I came back to them.
How's it going, friendo? That was oddly cheery given the tone of this game. Welcome to What Remains of Edith Finch.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car and... I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
This game is getting me.
We
in the
both tried to
feels,
make the best of it. A few years went by.
It's beautiful.
My
but
mom didn't like to talk about it.
Kicking me in the teeth.
But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you.
Is she giving birth to me?
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Well, shit. Tell me about it, geek. Well, this is the second video game to make me sob at the end. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful game. You know, people who say that video games are not art might have played some of this shit that comes out on Steam, but that was beautiful. That was really beautiful. I see why this game comes highly recommended. I want to know what happened to the brother. Why'd he go missing? Poor great grandma. Oh my god, what a good game. I'm gonna go to my bedroom and cry now. Well, cry more. Ugh. I cried within the first 20 minutes. That's 2 achievements that I've got just by sitting here watching the credits. The first bit of crying involved bunnies and bad things happening to bunnies. Time to practice a speedrun. There's no way there's a speedrun of this game. There can't be. Like, how do you shave off time on an Edith Finch playthrough? Well, thank you again. You are 3 for 3 of game recommendations. Yes, that's what it was. It was like, see Johan's name in the credits. And I was like, who's Johan? Thanks for the achievement. This is true. There's speedruns of everything. What Remains of Edith Finch has been on Aaron's big list of games to play for 3 years. I wish I had taken to writing down when I actually, you know, played these games, but that pen is dead. God damn you, Annapurna Interactive. Do all of these pens suck? Survey says yes. Ugh. I like how everyone who worked on the game, that, like, it's childhood photos. I love that. I think that's a neat touch. Ricky Haggett and Dick Hogg. Those sound like fake names. I loved Oberdin. Lefty bought it and played it in one sitting. It was great. The end. Titam. Ugh. What a game. Annapurna, you never fail to make me sob. Thank you. I am a soft, squishy marshmallow, and oof, that definitely kicked me in all of the feels in a very good way. I will say Barbara's one, definitely. Barbara's story had me going for a moment. And then shortly thereafter, when I was like at a 10 and we were going through Walter's story, Dave had a very well-timed scare me with my own voice, which I think Silky clipped. I have a bunch of thankses to thank. Silky for the raids, Dave for resubscribing for 29 months, Urza for resubscribing for 54 fucking months, as well as some bits. Silky gave some bits. Dave scared the shit out of me. Dave also gave out 5 gift subs, which was super kind, I think, as an apology for scaring me, because he did the onomatopoeic terror, and I think I either yelled "get fucked, Dave" or "fuck you" or "fuck off." I think I said "fuck off, Dave." And I mean it with love. I mean it with so much love. I'm gonna go snuggle Miss Pepper because this microphone doesn't pick up as much as it used to. It's a very nice microphone. Why did I say it like that? But Pepper was at the door meowing for love and affection, so I will have to go throw the spring for her for a very long time this evening to make up for the injustice of not getting scritches right now. I'm gonna go to bed and have an existential crisis. I think to avoid it, I'm gonna have to go take a gummy. So, justice for Pepper! You know what? I promised this last stream, and I didn't do it, so... Hang on. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go, just... Don't go anywhere. Okay, come on, you little monster. No, why do you make a beeline for the green screen? every time you make a beeline for the green screen. Do you want to tell the people? No. Hey. You do all of this meowing for attention, and then I'm giving you attention, and you just want to chew on my green screen. Hey, Pepper Ann. Pepper. That's it. It's a bad kitty. Anyway, I'm gonna go give her some scritches. Stop licking it! What are you doing? Peppy. Okay, I need to go give the kitty some loves. I gave a look and I don't have any of my usual, don't have too many friends on at the moment, so I will just bid you adieu. I will either be streaming on Saturday night or Sunday night. I'm not super sure which one. I'm probably leaning a little bit more towards Sunday, just given my schedule on Saturday and some stuff that I have going on. And we are going to play Donut County, the antithesis to the story about the Finches. I didn't expect that ending. 'Cause fuck. But goddamn. Thank you everyone for hanging out and just sitting back and experiencing this wonderful story with me. Amazing game. I need to go stop this cat from climbing the green screen behind me. I love you. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. I will see you on Sunday for Donut County. Love you. Goodbye.